amongst those who are honored to share the pure, amazing, truthful message of Islam. Alhamdulillah, this evening I've been tasked to speak on a very important topic, a topic that concerns every single one of us. This evening we will be talking about the most precious thing that you possess, the most precious thing that you own. It is not your bank account. It is not the Mercedes that is parked out in the parking lot right now. It is not the nice engagement ring that your fiance has given you, mashallah. It is not even your children. But the most precious thing that you have been given, that you have been blessed with, is your iman. And I've been asked to talk about iman, but more specifically, the sweetness of iman. But before I get into the sweetness of iman, I think it's important that we first understand the nature of iman. The nature of iman is important for new Muslims, for born Muslims to understand. Because iman, it fluctuates. It goes up and it goes down. There is no man who walks this earth who is on a consistent incline when it comes to their iman. A lot of the times people will look at the shuyukh and they'll say, mashallah, their iman must be so strong. We have to understand something here. We're all humans. There are days we wake up and our iman, it feels low. There are nights we wake up before Fajr and our iman is, mashallah, thriving. But the nature of iman, and this must be understood by all, that when your iman is high, we say alhamdulillah and we continue to do good. But when our iman is low, we continue to say astaghfirullah and strive towards that which is better. That's it. We have to understand this. There are some people, when they wake up, they feel their iman is low. They begin to look at themselves as munafiqun. I'm a hypocrite. Let me tell you something. If you view yourself as being a hypocrite, that is one of the greatest signs of your sincerity. Because a hypocrite is not going to look at himself as a hypocrite. But a person who is striving for Allah, striving for greater iman, these are the people who are going to question their iman every single day, as we should. So this is the nature of iman. It goes up and it goes down. And it goes up with good deeds, and it goes down with disobedience. So we understand the equation now, alhamdulillah. The Prophet ﷺ, in a beautiful hadith reported by Anas radiallahu anhu, he says, alayhi salatu wasalam, concerning a greater level of iman, a unique type of iman, the sweetness of iman, ثلاث من كن فيه وجد بهن حلاوة الإيمان. That three things, this is advice from the Prophet ﷺ, that these three things, if you take them, you adopt them, and you implement them in your life, you will manifest a sweetness in your iman. And sweetness in iman, I'm sure there's a moment every single person here has tasted the sweetness of iman. There was a young sister and her friend that were in my office just 3 days ago. And subhanallah, I swear to you, I saw the sweetness of iman manifest the moment she took her shahada. The moment she took her shahada, the tears started rolling off her cheek. And she almost started hyperventilating. And you know what she said? She said, I don't know why I'm crying. I don't know why I'm crying, I'm just crying. But I know why she was crying. Because she put Allah and His Messenger above and beyond anything or anyone else. And that is the first step. The Prophet ﷺ says, أَنْ يَكُونَ اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ أَحَبُّ إِلَيْهِ مِمَّا سِوَاهُمَا. That Allah and His Messenger are more beloved to that person than anything or anyone else. Now, that's a very tall task. It's a very tall task to love Allah and His Messenger more than anyone or anything. That's not easy. If you are a sincere person, you will ask yourself this: how? How can I love Allah and His Messenger more than I love my mother, more than I love my children, more than I love my wealth? مِمَّا سِوَاهُمَا. It could be people, it could be materialistic belongings. How? That's an honest question. If I were to ask you a question, do you love Allah? Do you love Muhammad? You would say that's blasphemous. What gives you the right to ask me this question? No, I will ask you this question just as I ask myself this question every single day. Do I love, because my name's Muhammad, I think I love Muhammad? Because my name is Abdullah? That does not qualify you in loving Allah and His Messenger. There were men at the time of the Prophet ﷺ who made this claim. I love Allah, I love Allah, I love Allah. Allah said, you love me? Watch this. قُلْ يَا Muhammad. He's ordering Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهِ. If you claim to love Allah, فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبُكُمُ اللَّهِ وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ وَاللَّهُ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Lip service does not mean anything. It is our tongue that enters us into Islam. But it is our actions that keep us in Islam. And here Allah is telling us, if you are somebody who claims to love Allah, you're sharing verses of the Quran on social media every day, sharing quotes of the Prophet ﷺ every day. This is not necessarily a full and complete evidence of your love for Allah and His Messenger. It's good. But the conditions or the measuring stick is in this verse found in Surah Ali Imran. If you want to know if you really love Allah and you want to know if you really love Muhammad ﷺ, ask yourself this question. Do you put the Quran and the Sunnah at the forefront when it comes to your decisions, your actions, and your statements? That's how you're going to know. That's how you're really going to know if you truly love Allah and His Messenger. That when you're faced with a decision in your life and you're faced with an opportunity, that you stop and you ask yourself, because in Christianity, what do they say? W, J, what is it? D. You guys know? What would Jesus do? This is what they ask themselves. You might sometimes find them, they'll have a bracelet and they'll have those initials on them. And it reminds them, oh, in this situation, in this circumstance, what would Jesus do? Well, we ask ourselves the same question. What would Allah want us to do? And what would Muhammad ﷺ guide us towards? إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهِ فَاتَّبِعُونِي. Not only will that increase your love for Allah, but Allah will love you. It's one thing to say, I love Allah. And anyone here will say, I love Allah. But it's another thing to have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala love you. And if you have Allah, if Allah loves you, it doesn't matter if everybody hates you. It doesn't matter if you don't have a wife, you don't have children, you don't have nothing. Ibrahim alayhi salam, Abraham alayhi salam, he was an ummah in of himself, one man. No one wanted to accept the message. No one wanted to accept the guidance. But Allah loved him. So He referred to him as a nation in of himself. And this is what it comes down to, my brothers and sisters. We are not a faith. Islam is not a faith where we say, I believe and we are saved. Our salvation is in our belief. This is not the aqeedah. This is not the theology. This is not the iman in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our deen is a religion of إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. That's our deen. And we must have both. Our faith increases our actions.